All right, we've all been there, right? The hero's on the ropes, everything looks hopeless, and then they unleash it. That one move that just changes the entire game. But what is it that makes a simple punch or an energy blast become a legend? What separates a regular attack from a true signature move? Because here's the secret. An iconic move is never, ever just about how much damage it does. It's about the story it tells. It's about the character it defines and the moment it gets burned into our memory forever. It is a statement. And to really get that language, we've got to go back, way back to the arcades of the late 1980s. This is where fighting games like Street Fighter stopped being just random button mashers and actually started teaching us the basic grammar of combat. And the very first word in that new language was this one, Hadouken. Now, the absolute genius of this move is how simple it is. That classic quarter circle forward motion on the joystick gave us the first projectile that felt like a real skill you could master. It wasn't just pressing a button, right? It was a technique, an idea pulled straight from anime that taught a whole generation of gamers about spacing and timing. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. A single move can tell two totally different stories. You look at Ryu's Hadouken, it's controlled, a perfect sphere of pure, disciplined energy. But Ken's? Nah. His is on fire. It's got a more aggressive, kind of flashy personality to it. The exact same input creates an attack that perfectly captures their rivalry and their completely different ways of thinking. So, if the Hadouken taught us about offense, the Shoryuken taught us the beautiful art of the counterattack. This wasn't just a jumping uppercut, it was a total game changer. For a few split seconds, what we now call invincibility frames, it could literally punch right through whatever attack was coming at you. This high-risk, high-reward system created the entire Dragon Punch archetype and showed us the deep strategy of turning defense into absolutely devastating offense. Okay, so let's take this idea and see what happens when we move from pure game mechanics to pure, unadulterated storytelling. Because in anime, the first time a character pulls off their signature move, it isn't just a power-up. No way. It's a defining moment of self-discovery, of desperation, of sheer will. It's the moment everything changes. Okay, just picture this scene from Naruto. He's up against the super powerful Kabuto, his friends are down for the count, and one of his arms is completely useless. He has to pull off the Rasengan, this incredibly complex move his legendary father invented that requires two hands to shape and control the energy. It looks absolutely impossible. And this moment perfectly shows what makes a great debut. He doesn't just muscle through it, he thinks. In this flash of absolute genius, Naruto summons a shadow clone, not to fight, but to act as his second hand, letting him perfectly form that swirling ball of chakra. So the reason this is so crucial is that in this one moment, Naruto doesn't just beat the bad guy. He masters his father's technique by making it completely his own. He proves that his greatest strength isn't just raw power. It's his unbelievable creativity and his force of will. This wasn't just an attack. It was him declaring to the world who he is. And you see these exact same themes pop up in so many other iconic moments. It's Tanjiro, about to be killed, who suddenly and instinctively taps into his family's hidden Hinokami Kagura. It's Luffy, calmly activating Gear Second for the first time, not as a last resort, but as this terrifying announcement that the fight is now on his terms. These debuts are huge character milestones. And all of this leads to one fundamental truth. The very best signature moves are the ultimate expression of a character's entire personality. Their backstory and their whole philosophy on fighting all boil down into one single unforgettable action. I mean, just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got Ken Masters. His flaming uppercut isn't just for show, it's his passion, that burning need to step out of Ryu's shadow, made real. Then you have Harley Quinn. Her giant exploding mallet is the perfect metaphor for her character. It's goofy, it's cartoonish, and it's also incredibly deadly. The move is her unique brand of chaos. And if you think this idea only applies to superpowered martial artists and aliens, well, think again. This is maybe one of the most brilliant and honestly audacious character adaptations in gaming history. Phoenix Wright, the defense attorney, showing up in a fighting game. So how in the world does a lawyer fight against gods and monsters? Well, by being a lawyer. His entire moveset is literally his job. He runs around the battlefield searching for evidence, then he presents it to power up his attacks. He literally weaponizes the truth. And when he's got the perfect case built, he enters turnabout mode and just unleashes these insane combos.
It's perfect proof that a signature move can be a whole system that translates a character's true identity into a fighting style.
So, because of this really deep connection between the move and the character, these techniques have completely broken free of their original games and anime. They've become this global, shared language that millions of fans understand, whether they've ever played the game or not. I mean, think about it. For over 30 years, the Hadoken has been more than a move. It's a meme. It's a pose you do for photos. It's a cultural shorthand for power that is instantly recognizable pretty much anywhere on the planet. That is an incredible, incredible legacy. And what's so cool is how these individual moves have created these universal archetypes. Any fan, anywhere in the world, immediately gets the concept of the charging energy beam, the impossibly fast blitz attack, the transformative power-up, or that last-stitch attack that's fueled by hope. These ideas are now way bigger than any single show or game. And this is why it all matters so much. This shared language builds community. It creates these moments of collective hype, of shared stories, of connections that tie a global fandom together. When you see that iconic pose, you know exactly what's coming, and you get to share that excitement with millions of other people. Because in the end, we don't really remember the exact damage stats of these moves. We remember how they made us feel. The thrill of landing that perfectly timed counter, the shock of a sudden transformation, and the pure emotional weight of a hero finally mastering their own power. The true measure of a great move is its power to create a memory that lasts a lifetime. So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. Whether it's a Falcon Punch, a Kamehameha, or even a simple objection, what's the one move that you will never, ever forget?